Welcome, I'm Deronda, and today I'm going to show you how to make this yellow squash casserole. These yellow squashes are abundant in the supermarket right now. They're in season, and I figured why not show you how to make my favorite squash casserole dish. I'm going to need 4 cups of cubed yellow squash, 1 egg, a half of a cup of diced onions with a tablespoon of butter. Now we're going to saute these 2 ingredients together. I have a half a cup of shredded mozzarella cheese and a half a cup of cheddar cheese, shredded cheddar cheese. I have 3 tablespoons of panko crumbs. I have 1/2 teaspoon of fresh cracked pepper and 1/2 teaspoon of kosher salt. And this is 1/2 cup of sour cream. Now let's get the butter and the onions sauteing here in this pan. I'll take it over here to the oven. And next I'll show you how to cube our yellow squash. Now to cube the yellow squash, we're going to cut the ends off. And before you start cubing, you want to make sure that your squash has been cleaned very well under nice, cool running water. Okay, now as you can see, this part is a little larger than this part, so I'm going to cut it into about right here. And now to cube our squash, we're going to make a cut in the center, 1 to the right of the center cut, and 1 slice to the left of the center cut. Okay, now you can let this lie apart and put it flat down on your surface. That way it'll be safer cutting your squash. Then you go a center cut, a cut to the right, and a cut to the left. And now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 until you have equal little cubes. And there you go. For the smaller portion, we're just going to do the same thing except for on a smaller scale. Just going to cut it in 2, and then I'm going to make 3 slices here. Okay, you want to be very careful now when you're working with a knife. And just go ahead and cube your squash. Alright, now our cube squash is going to go in to a cup of boiling water over here on the stove for the next 15 or 20 minutes, and have your heat at medium-low. Now to a medium bowl, we're going to add 1 egg. Give it a nice little whisk. Alright, and to this we're going to add the cheese, both cheeses, the sour cream. Get it all out. And your panko crumbs, your salt, and your pepper. And then we're just going to give this nice little tossing to get all those ingredients well combined. Alright, now to this we're going to add the squash and the onions. So here I have my well-drained squash, my cooked and well-drained squash that I've drained in a colander. And then I've got my sauteed onions and butter that I'm adding to this. Give this a gentle tossing. Mix it well with the other ingredients. And the panko crumbs, when it starts to absorb the moisture, it becomes, the volume gets larger, so I wouldn't use any more than 3 tablespoons of your panko crumbs. Okay, that looks pretty well incorporated. I'm going to add your squash casserole into a well buttered dish. Now this is like a 10 by 6 inch pan. If you have a 9 by 9 or 8 by 8, that'll work. Right, you just want to spread it out. And now this goes into a preheated 350 degree oven for the next 25 minutes. Here we go, the lovely, delicious, yummy yellow squash casserole. I'm going to let this cool off for just a little bit, and then I'll come back, cut into it, and tell you what it tastes like. Oh my goodness, it looks so good. Alright, it's cooled enough. I'm going to give it a try. We'll dig into it. and see what this lovely, delicious squash casserole looks like. Oh my goodness. It looks so yummy. Nice and creamy. I can already tell from the cheeses. Alright, there we go. Let's see what it's going to be like. Wow, look at the squash in there. Woo! I know it's going to be yummy with those panko crumbs and the butter with those sauteed onions. Alright, let's see here. Just give it a little bite. Alright. Mmm. Wow. Mmm. Delicious fresh squash. Mmm. With the 2 cheeses. Mmm. The onions and the seasonings. This is absolutely win-win for a summertime side dish. Hey y'all, hope you give it a try. Give me thumbs up, leave me a comment. I always love hearing from you, and I'll catch you next time.